Bodywork connections, body weight connections. What the hell am I talking about now? Well, you've got to understand how your body is connected. The skeletal structure, the muscles, tendons, ligaments, how these connected parts work both independently, in groups, and together as a whole. What do I mean by that? Well, you look at a lot of people, just a simple thing, they throw a punch and they just throw an arm out. Other people have been taught to step with it a bit, so they've got a bit of momentum behind it and they're starting to use the rest of their body. Other people are a little bit more advanced, have been taught things like A, B, C, D, E, F that we spoke about, and you can check that on other videos, go and look them up. We're in here and you're getting the body weight being transmitted through with a step if you want. So you're getting extra speed, extra power, and so on and so forth. So that's what I mean about a single connection, some group connections, and a whole body connection. Then you've got to start to think to yourself, how can I apply this? Well, whatever technique it is that you're doing, and I advise that you do it on simple strikes first of all. You look at what we've shown you previously, things like A, B, C, D, E, F. It's all on the blog, on the YouTube channel. You can search through it all, just search for it, it's there. And you'll see what I mean about this generation of power and how you can use more of your whole body to do things. And once you start to understand those connections, you can start to apply it to every single technique that you do. It doesn't matter whether it's striking, locking, choking, strangling, kicking, kneeing, throwing, groundwork, pinning. There's so many ways that you can utilize this information once you understand the connections between the single, group, and whole body parts. It's very, very important. And this is one of those areas that I seldom see taught, especially, well, in every aspect of traditional martial arts, combat sports, a lot. You see some people teach part of it. You know, I see a lot of times with boxing, Thai boxing, things like that, where they say step in with a jab to get more power, but they're ignoring the hips, the waist, the shoulders, and other things. And you see people putting in the shoulders, but ignoring the hip, the waist, or the feet, or whatever. But there's lots of things that people do on one technique, and they don't apply the same principle on another technique when they could have, or indeed should have. So what we're all about, what I'm all about in the way I teach stuff, is to give you these principles that can be applied to more than just one area or one technique. We might show you it off one technique, or a different technique, whatever, but apply it to everything that you know already. And that's an important aspect of training, that you've got to start to understand how, why, and when to apply all these principles. I can't show you every single scenario, but I can show you the principles, and you can go and train them and adapt and learn and utilize them for yourself. And once you start to understand how and when you can put these different principles in place, your skills are going to go to another level. And that's my job, to take your skills to a new level. Simple as that. So you've got to understand these body weight connections. Now, I sometimes talk about it, how you can load and reload. Now, a lot of people talk about loading up for a punch. Sometimes it's a bit too obvious, but let's make it big and obvious so you can see what I mean. If I load up, ready, let's assume I do it that fast that the other guy can't see it, but I load up, ready, and boom, and throw it. Now, what have I got after that load up? Now, there's going to be a million different scenarios, but only a few principles. If my weight is transferred too far one direction, I've only got the other hand. If it's transferred 50-50, let's say, I've got both. If I can bring it back, I can reload, rechamber, and throw the same one again, with the choice of throwing the other hand as well. Just making it simple with two hands at the moment, ignoring knees and feet and headbutts and all sorts of stuff. So you've got to, when you're working, say on the bag or shadows or with a partner, you've got to understand where your connections are and where your weight is and what you can or can't throw afterwards. You've got to learn to reload if possible. We talk about, I mean, if you had a bow and arrow in your hand, we talk about that as a way of loading up the tension in your body to throw a strike. You imagine a bow and arrow, you pull it, and then you boom, let it go. But you want a multiple bow and arrow, don't you? So you can go bang, 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 and keep throwing if you want to, or throw in the other shot. And the only way to truly learn it is to take on board the ideas and principles that I'm showing you here and put them into your training and learn how your body is working. You've got to listen to your body. Your body actually knows what to do, but oftentimes you train it out. The system that you're doing or the methods that you're using of training takes away those natural responses that your body has and those natural reflexes that the body wants to do to actually make things work properly. And oftentimes we train that out. So all I'm talking about is taking natural movement, just natural movement, and putting it into a trained response. So it becomes a naturally trained movement. And that, my friends, is the key to building your skills. Anyway, have a go with it. Let us know how you get on. I'll see you on the next one.